Hello there, this is Drills88, and this is my Dead Space Remake hard mode. No damage, no shop, no stasis, and no upgrades. This is Chapter 6, Environmental Hazard, Part 1. And what I'm doing right here is I'm dropping off the Ripper, because I need the game to start giving me some other ammo types. It just keeps giving me Ripper blades, and I got Ripper blades for days, and I don't even really think I need it for the rest of this playthrough. I'm not going to need it for this chapter, but, for the rest of the playthrough, I don't know. We'll see. And anyways, we're going to get the force gun up ahead, so we can make some extra room for it. And right here, there's a lurker, and I decided to stay and take care of him, because when I first came through here, he spawned, and in the room ahead of me, a gang of necromorphs just jumped me and gangbanged me, and I had to restart the checkpoint. But when I go back in this room, they're not there anymore, so it's random. And right at that save point you saw me come from, if you turn around and go down the hallway and go into the tram tunnels, there's a clearance room there that you can get some stuff from. But there's just a bunch of necromorphs down there to get through, and I kept getting hit. And in that clearance room, it was just a bunch of money, just nothing but credits. So it just wasn't worth it. There's, I don't need money on this playthrough. I can't use it. Just like that right there. I don't need that. But we're gonna pick it up anyways, because I got a habit of picking shit up. I'm like the garbage man, just pick stuff up. Now we enter the controversial restrooms. Apparently this is a transgender restroom. Apparently, according to the sign outside, and I wouldn't have even noticed this unless you two pointed it out to me, because there was a controversial backlash about this. And like I said, if you didn't even point it out to me, I wouldn't have even noticed, dude. But whatever, it's whatever. This is the future. They probably got like 30,000 genders at this point. The people try to ruin this game, for all the woke, trying to be woke. But I don't really care. It's just, I'm not into the politics. But anyways, we're gonna enter the greenhouse, the place where they keep the vegetables and stuff, the greenery. Now there's a boss in this, at the end of this chapter, called the Leviathan, and he's a huge necromorph made out of like a lot of bodies. And I don't see how that's even possible. Once you see how huge this creature is, I just don't see how there's enough biomass within this ship for there to be that kind of monster, and enough necromorphs and undead creatures still trying to hunt me down and kill me. It doesn't make any sense to me. But for that boss, it's going to be interesting how I deal with him, because there's 3 phases of that fight, and the final phase, there's going to be I'm going to deal with it with no oxygen, so we're going to see how I deal with that. I'm probably going to bring an oxygen tank with me, hopefully, if I still have some. And does anybody want to explain what these sprayers are doing here? I mean, why is it spraying acid in this hallway? I mean, obviously this is a hallway where personnel travel. I mean, why would there be acid spraying in it? Makes no sense to me. And I forgot to bring a fan blade up here. I forgot there was a necromorph, a slasher. He's always here waiting for you. So I just have to deal with them the old-fashioned way. But if you bring a fan blade from one of those rooms down there in that hallway, or in one of those rooms, you can chop off his legs with it. save yourself a bit of ammo. But we're going to use his blade for this next room. Now in this room, there's a big fight coming up, and there's a certain invisible line. If you cross, then these creatures will spawn in and start trying to kill you. And there's a pipe up there in the environment. That's how cool this environmental stuff is. You know, you can pull that stuff down from a rack or something. And this is how I'm setting it up. I'm putting the necromorph blades in one pile. I'm putting this explosive barrel over here in this corner for backup. And they're gonna come from over here, so I'm gonna put out some laser traps. And on this recording, I don't really do this fight flawlessly because it does kind of get uncontained. They start chasing me around the room, but I take care of the majority of them. But you can do this flawlessly if you just prep it right. And just right here back against the wall, then they come in. And I'm going to deal with this first guy. He always comes down this way. I'm going to let him get close. See, yeah, those laser traps are happening. And I let him get close in so I can use his blades. Use it on the lurker. And the laser traps over there are doing their jobs. As you can see, I'm dealing with these guys efficiently. And this guy kind of runs up on me. I take care of the spitter over there because that necromorph's a lot more dangerous. And this is where it starts getting a little bit uncontrolled, out of hand. And these guys are fast. These are some really tough necromorphs. I try to grab this rod. Yep, I grab it. Take care of him. I almost get hit by a spitball. And I'm trying to grab a blade, but I'm out of range. So we just have to run around the room and, survive. Make sure we don't get hit. And there seems to be another puller in the area. One shot, one kill right there. And for that fight, that's pretty much done. Gonna grab a blade, a necromorph blade, put it right here. We're gonna need it later. I'm gonna speed this part right here up. I'm just exploring the room. Yeah, we make our way in here where we find the force gun, basically the shotgun of this game. And I gotta say, I don't really remember too well where this force gun was located or when you could buy it in the store in the original, but I think it's a very smart move to actually put it here on Chapter 6, basically halfway through the game. Because I remember playing the original Dead Space and relying too much on the force gun, and I think they make it to where that guy's body was just kind of moving. It kind of creeped me out right there. But grab these blades. As you see right here, I'm having difficulties grabbing this dude's arms. Yeah, but with the force gun, yeah, I was in the original game. I was actually leaning too heavily on it. Just always using it, and it was really powerful back in the day. Now they definitely tuned it down a little bit, but it does have it definitely has a secondary fire that's a force to be reckoned with. And we're gonna bring these blades out here because right around the corner there's gonna be a pregnant coming around that corner right there, and we will dispose of it accordingly. And I'm being a little bit autistic here with the placement of my blades. Don't mind me. Now when we go into this room, I'm going to bring a few blades in with me. And we're going to run into our first Wheezer. And no, not the band. No, this is not Beverly Hills. But I'm going to clear this room out real quick, because when I dispose of this guy, a necromorph is going to pop down through the roof. And that's the reason why I brought the blades in. So I grabbed the blades, and he's gonna come in that corner right over there. And just take care of him. And grab his blades. Make your way through this door, and I advise not staying in this room for very long, because if you do, you will be gang-banged by necromorphs. And lurkers out here, always. There's always going to be a lurker out in this, waiting for you outside this door. And then there's going to be a few slashers. I think some enhanced slashers coming at you. And this part gets a little dicey for me. Look at this. Yeah, you know he's enhanced when he survives a barrel, explosive barrel, directly. And I was just like, whoa, dude. Whoa. Yeah, it gets a little dicey. This guy ends up chasing me around the room. I try to grab this barrel and, get my distance from it, because the barrels in this game will... Yeah, look at that. He's on my ass. I'm surprised I didn't take any damage, and I end up sidestepping that lunge attack. But I grab the body of a necromorph and just throw it at him a few times, and he was actually on his last legs. And I'm gonna stomp him, because I'm pissed off at him. But that just goes to show you, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the perfect player to get through these scenarios. I just managed to somehow not take damage there. Just, juked, dodged him, like a football player would do.
The unitologists here didn't like anyone questioning them. And since the captain died, they've all...
But yeah, I'm gonna take this barrel and put it over here and bring it up the elevator with me, because there's, a slasher waiting for me up top. I had a strong urge to go and redo these fights, because at heart I'm a perfectionist. That's the reason why it takes me so long to get through some of these video games, most of my video games, because if I really enjoy a game, I want to make sure I get through each encounter the most efficient way, the most optimized way possible, and just, and sometimes that looks good, it makes me feel good, but I decided to roll with the punches for reasons. It just goes to show you that even if things don't go according to plan, you can still come out on top. And I wanted to showcase that. And right here, there's usually a necromorph that pops out of that vent, but apparently he was taking the day off today. And there's a semiconductor for you, in case you want to get some more money. But we can still use that explosive barrel here in a minute. Anyway, like I was saying, the other reason why I didn't go and redo those fights is because the save point is so far away. I didn't feel like going back and forth. And, when I'm doing these recordings, I only have an hour to record. So that's the other reason. The shorter the gameplay footage I have to work with, the better. And the other thing... Oh, hold on, right here, see? Yeah, he's waiting for you out here. That's the reason why I brought that barrel along with me. And if you ever look over the railings, you can find stuff, some items or some cash laying on top of a structure. But anyways, what I was saying is that it's hard to talk about other stuff on this video. It's not because I can't come up with stuff to talk about. It's just that whenever I'm in the middle of talking about something or going on a tangent, it's I have to talk about something that happens in the video, and it does become kind of, you know, difficult for me to start talking about stuff, and then I gotta switch over to, you know, what's happening on the screen. And this is me choosing where to go. We need to go to the food storage. And sorry, I'm stuttering right now. I can't talk today. I'm just gonna come over here, turn off the ambient noise, open up the door. But yeah, the refrigeration tower is where we want to go. Now in here, in this hallway, the game introduces a new enemy type called the Exploder. Don't let them get too close to you, or they can do some massive damage with these really huge sacks. I go back in this room where the shop is. As you will see, there's some vents on the ceiling vents that you can punch. And voila, you got a few fan blades. This is what I'm going to use to deal with some more exploders up ahead. And I can't seem to find the fan blade. They blend in real well with the environment. You're probably going to see me do that a lot. Yeah, but up ahead, there's going to be some exploders. And I'm going to use the fan blades to chop off their arms. The rest is pretty much, you know, self-explanatory. You can watch what I'm doing here. Now, plans for the future. Now, last night I actually saw another YouTuber do an impossible mode run with kind of like this one, but with the plasma cutter only. But the only difference is that he's using Stasis. So apparently, though, you can complete this game with the plasma cutter unupgraded. So, you know, that I guess takes away from the whole question of if you can even beat those technical sections with a unupgraded plasma cutter. And I guess the answer is yes. I haven't watched this whole video, but if he can do it, then, you know, so can I. But that, you know, begs the question. Maybe I'll do you know, a run like this in the future, but with just a plasma cutter, no stasis. I'm gonna try it out. You know, I decided not to do it like that because I wasn't even sure if I could even handle this playthrough with just, you know, with all the weapons I'm upgraded, you know. And, you know, but I'll give it a shot. I'll try it out on my own and see if I can beat this game. There's some more ceiling vents right there. I'm gonna bring them in with me because I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna place them right there. Search these lockers. Get some stuff I don't need. Let's just make a little pile right here. There's some more ceiling vents right there. I just piled them up because when we progress forward, there's going to be some lurkers up ahead. So go in here, open up this door, and you'll unleash 2 lurkers. Use these fan blades, and accidentally lost one right over here somewhere. We'll find it, don't worry. But yeah, I just use 2 fan blades on 1 lurker, and that's all it takes. So apparently, Resident Evil 4 Remake came out and it's getting some stellar reviews. And that makes me happy. You know, I'm definitely going to pick that up. And I'm probably going to cover it on this channel. But probably not anytime soon. Because one, I'm kind of broke right now. And number two, and watch out right here. There's a... actually, no, it's the next door. When you... There's another door up ahead. When you open it up, there's going to be another lurker. So be prepared for him. But back to Resident Evil 4 Remake. Like I said, I just don't have the money right now. Plus, I'm playing this game. This game is basically Resident Evil 4, but in space. So, yeah, I don't want to put those two games together. I want to play something different in between. So, it's going to be a while before I get Resident Evil 4 Remake. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, if you got the money, go out and get it. Because, you know, you should definitely support a good game just like that. And this game, of course, you should definitely play this game. Everybody should play this game, even if you know, you're squeamish and you don't like gore, because this game is very violent. But come up here, immediately take out your flamethrower and just blast them with the firewall. That's the wall guardian. And yes, there's a explosive container to the right in that corner. And I did try to use it on him, but it didn't finish him off in one hit. So, but I'm definitely going to be using it. There's a leaper that comes up ahead, and we'll be using it on him. Yeah, but with the Resident Evil 4 Remake, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Resident Evil 4 back in 2000. Oh, there's your leaper right there. But Resident Evil 4 back in the day, the original, it's one of the best games ever made. It really is. If you haven't played it, I feel sorry for you. But now is your chance. You know, go out and get it. I strongly recommend it. But that's enough about me gushing over that game. Let's get back to this game, which is also a masterpiece. Now be careful when you return to this hallway. When you reach the middle, there's going to be two exploders coming in. One in the front, one in the back. And if that's your preference, then this is your hallway. But it's not mine. So we take care of them accordingly. Chop off his arm and hit him with the exploding sack. And I just noticed that I have to comment on the length of this video. This is probably the longest video that I've ever made. No, it's a lot longer than I expected. But, you know, it is what it is. Now for this room, and this room can be difficult once you deal with the Weezer, but I got a nice setup for you. First off, there's like 3 or 4 bodies laying on the ground. I grab them and I throw them out here. And because there's going to be some infectors coming in this room, and we don't want these bodies laying around. So essentially what I'm going to do is, once I eliminate the Weezer, a slasher and 2 infectors are going to come in. I'm just going to use the Force Gun's gravity well to suck them in, and then I'm going to hit them. I'm going to blast them with a explosive barrel, and I do this in one try. It's very beautiful. That's coming up ahead. This is the setup. This is the remix. Sorry, I always wanted to do that. And right here, just ignore this. I'm thinking about just bringing the fight out to over here, but I wasn't sure if this room locks down once the enemies start spawning in. You know, because the room gets quarantined, I believe, and that doesn't make any sense to me because there's already a freaking necromorph in this room, the Weezer. You know, he's an enemy. He's a abnormality, if I'm saying that right. Anomaly. There we go. It's a definitely a quarantine.
Toxic hazard detected.
Grab this over here. I'm gonna set the gravity wall right here. And I wouldn't dawdle too long because, you know, your oxygen won't last forever. And now this is where, you know, shit starts hitting the fan. There's a slasher right there. We lead him over here, and it takes a few seconds for the infectors to come in, but boom, see that? Wasn't that just beautiful? I think so. It's a masterpiece, blasterpiece. And I'm gonna do a few extra setups here, like, cause I need we're gonna be coming back to this room a few more times, and every single time you come back in this room, like, you know, necromorphs spawn in. Yeah, just use some body parts to explode the tentacle thing blocking the door. And then this hallway, this catwalk right here, to your left there's a captain's rig. Just, you know, explode all the yellow slacks. Yellow sacks. I come back to this room to find some body parts, and lo and behold, there is a lurker in here. Just like I said before, there's gonna be repopulation of this room. Just be aware of that when you come back in. And yeah, I'm speeding this part up. And there's the captain's rig. Now we're kind of coming up to the end of this video. Before I end it off, I use this barrel right here, and I put it down there. I'm kind of getting the scope of what's down there, because when we enter this floor down there, we're going to be entering basically from over there, and there's going to be a brute, and we're going to use that on them. And this is the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.